Alright, and we should be live. So, welcome everyone to The Corner, the spookiest stream this side of the Mississippi. I'll introduce my fellow Alabaster Savages. I have Jack Gunsky.
Good evening, everyone.
Moonshock.
Hello.
Terry Diamantis.
Hey, everyone.
And this week's special guest, Undoomed.
Hey, how you doing?
So, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, pretty good. How about
Fantastic.
you?
Yeah. Good.
Alright.
Still hungover.
Still from Tuesday?
I'm sorry. I drink a lot. What can I say? I should. The doctor says that I should be dead, but for some reason I just keep going.
We forgive you.
Is that because you're unhealthy, or the doctor just hates you?
Little from column A, little from column B.
Alright, now, I know what you're all wondering. Because I'm just good like that. You're wondering what happens when Halloween, COVID-19, and racial tensions collide.
Oh, dear God.
Demonetized.
I believe they already had that. It was called the Black Plague.
From private celebrations to dealing with racist costumes, here's how we're handling All Hallows Eve. By Demetria Wambia.
What a name.
Is that an Australian name, Terry? I don't know.
No. Fortunately not.
Alright. Black people in America have always had an interesting relationship with Halloween. For some, a deep Christian faith has been their reason for making the so-called Devil's Day a non-starter in their households. For other African Americans, the reasons that make Halloween sticky and sometimes scary are much more secular, but adding COVID-19, things get extra tricky. What's like...
So let me take a guess. Halloween, a bunch of people go out in costumes and they're worried about getting shot because cops don't recognize them.
I don't know, we'll have to find out.
Yeah. Get some whiteface.
Much like most of America, Black Americans participate in the holiday that last year saw about $82 billion in spending, second only to Christmas, according to some reports. Some folks trick-or-treat, pass out candy, dress up, yada yada yada. Alright. After the death of Trayvon Martin, there were people dressing up as him with the Skittles and the hoodie as Halloween costumes. That is literally a performance of Black Death, explains Michael Brandon McCormick, PhD.
PhD in what?
Well, I'm glad you asked. PhD, a Pan-African Studies professor at the University of Louisville.
Wait.
A PhD in blackness.
Pan-African?
It's literally true. You can get a PhD in everything, huh?
Yep. After George Floyd, there were memes going around where people staged photographs mocking the manner in which he died. People feel even more emboldened right now, and I can imagine Breonna Taylor and those general caricatures of black people, Mexicans, immigrants, and Muslims being the subject of intense ridicule from white college parties all over the country, unfortunately.
Well, I'm just going to say, out of respect for George Floyd, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson should change his name.
Now pair that with the 2020 fear of catching a virus from the folks next door who may or may not be working to end the racial injustice issues brought forward in the wake of George Floyd's death. I don't know what those two have to do with each other, but
Yeah,
sure.
that's like non sequitur.
Yeah.
Additionally, Donald Trump's almost daily missives, cruel jokes, and dog whistles concerning white supremacy.
What does this have to do with anything? You're just naming all of the made up social ills that people always name and just kind of lumping them all together, and then at the end you're just gonna say, yeah, and Halloween.
Jack, how are black kids supposed to trick or treat when Trump is tweeting?
Right. Those are clearly mutually exclusive.
Yeah. Have further encouraged bold displays of racism. All of these factors intertwine to make Halloween 2020 very different for black people.
How is it any different from last week or last year?
For the love of Christ, they're always like, "Oh, it's racism." I thought you said that racism never ended. This should be the norm for you by now. If racism has never ended.
Across the country in Highland Park, Michigan, which is near Detroit, Christina Williams Lee is also navigating 2020 Halloween with her children. The mother of 6 is open with her children about race relations and chose to buy her home in Highland Park 8 years ago, partly because of the community there. Highland Park was 93% black in the 2010 census.
And you never see any white person complain when they want to have their own neighborhoods.
Mhm.
We've always had the vast majority of us in HP, Highland Park, I assume. There's always...
It's 10 points.
Yeah.
Hewlett Packard?
In Hewlett Packard, yeah. There's always been an awareness in the city about who we are and our pride of being black, says the communications analyst who is 43.
Black capitalized.
Always.
Yep. We know each other on a first-name basis, and we look out for each other, so I'm very grateful to have this for my kids. To that end, Williams Lee has not had to change up much of our usual Halloween plans.
So, what's the point of the article? That nothing has changed.
Yeah. This is just a big virtue signal that just says, hey, look how great I am and how different things are this year from last year because reasons.
But you guys, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, good argument.
Yeah, guess what? He was president last year, too.
I think he's more orange this year.
But
though.
he's even more president now.
So I think people can say, we elected a pumpkin because Orange Man bad.
Normally, I would drive to the end of a block and let my big kids and little kids go door to door to neighbors we know and trust, and then they come back to the car, she says. This year, we'll probably also do a trunk or treat event that an organization called New Era Detroit is having. I'm affiliated with them, so I know I can trust the process and the candy.
What the hell is trunk or treat?
Trust the what?
I don't know, I assume you either get candy or you get locked in a trunk.
I was going to say,
No. I've seen this a lot. They're trick or treat programs where basically a whole bunch of cars get together. And instead of kids going door to door, they go car to car. And that way, all the people who are participating are near each other, and they're not worried about little kids walking in the middle of the street at night and stuff like that.
This just screams Candyman. Man.
I mean,
When
that
did
does-
they put the kids in the trunks?
I appreciate, not wanting your kids to get run over on the street, but for the love of Christ, the kids got to walk around a little bit to get the candy. They're about to get pumped full of like 30 pounds of sugar. You got to walk
And razor
for it.
blades. And razor blades.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yes, that's very true.
Well, the razor blades are for the older kids to cut up their coke.
Right.
Hey, we need those razor blades. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go Dollar Shave Club, and I don't want to do that.
As far as having frank conversations about the racial tensions that are currently making headlines, Williams Lee says she has always been upfront with her kids. I've tried
Stop. Why are racial tensions always making the headlines? Because they make them the headlines. If there was no such fucking headlines like this, you wouldn't see this bullshit. It's the powers that be that are stirring this crap. There's no reason for them to be doing this. Yeah, they just want controversy because it gets their fucking ratings. This is stupid.
Don't worry, your tears say more than any real evidence ever could.
I've tried to instill in them the importance of knowing who you are and how your melanin is a superpower, she says.
Melanin Man.
Wait, okay, what the fuck?
Melanin is what gives you compassion. So that's a superpower.
Yeah, sure.
What would the visage of a superhero called Melanin Man look like? flying through a ghetto with a bee. He'll have a bee on his chest.
I don't know, but Al Jolson comes to mind.
Instead of the bat signal, it's just the letter N in the sky.
What would his sidekick's name be?
Corn Pop.
Now he'd have a group of sidekicks called the Fried Chicken Children.
Oh, I see what you did there.
That's right. That's right. I'm going there, folks.
It's important to understand how that plays into what's going on in the world right now, and not everybody sees us the way we do. Love always, but be ready to stand up if you need to.
What do you mean? What's going on? You're going to talk about COVID. For fuck's sake.
COVID and racism.
This would have been a perfect place to talk about COVID when you're sending your kids up, but they just forgot about that, or
I think they did.
Well, maybe they're immune to COVID because of their melanin superpowers.
right?
That's it.
That makes sense.
Well, didn't they say though that black people are more susceptible to it, quote unquote? Or they're seeing more cases in the black community? Could that be why back in the day when they were allowing certain demographics to not have to social distance and all that kind of crap? I wonder why they're getting more cases of it. But oh no, can't be racist. Go.
Down in Louisville, Kentucky, Yahya Johnson. All right,
YAHYA, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
For the rest of this article, she'll be named Cindy. Cindy Johnson, 46, is prepared. Oh, it's a guy. Okay. All right, Bob Johnson.
Yeah. Is he part of the Yaya Brotherhood?
I'm sorry, I missed how masculine the name Yaya is.
Oh God!
All right.
His name is Steve.
All right. Steve Johnson, 46, is preparing his kids for Halloween in a city that has been the subject of national and international scrutiny in the wake of Breonna Taylor's death. The father of 4 is trying to protect his children's innocence for as long as possible. My kids don't have enough freedom yet to need the full talk, so for now, it's mostly about reminding them that they are descended from people who did great things and that they have to keep the tradition alive. Wasn't that Hitler's thing?
Do you think one of his kids' name? Oh no, did he marry a woman named Nana? Yeah, Nahna. So you have Yaya and Nana.
Makes sense.
Says the father, also a solutions architect at a tech company. We try to instill a sense of self-worth and an appreciation for our culture. I see this as building their psychic armor against the white supremacy inherent in almost everything they see.
What do they see?
I don't know, trunks. The inside of trunks.
Well, no, look, they can't even go to the supermarket without seeing oranges.
Assuming those, supermarkets aren't being looted. Yeah.
Yes.
And Melanin Man's got psychic armor.
Remember, when you see that Walmart being looted, that's your ancestry doing great things.
Yes.
Indeed.
Let's see.
Jack got cut off, I think.
He did?
Jack just kind of stopped talking.
What?
Okay, you went quiet really quick. I thought you went numb or numb. Yeah, you went numb. No, I thought you got muted. My bad.
Let's see. In the last week or two, downtown businesses have started taking the boards off the windows that have been up since August, says McCormick, who is also based in Louisville. There is still a simmering tension, and now with the grand jurors from Breonna Taylor's case speaking out, we'll have to keep an eye on how things go. But for now, there's a sense that the city is trying to return to some sense of normalcy. A typical Halloween for the Johnson family would mean trick-or-treating in the neighborhood, but not this year. Blame COVID for that.
Remember to mention it.
I'm impressed. Thought we were just going to waffle on.
Well, remember, COVID is racist too.
I mean,
I'm sure this.
well, let's be honest, the expectations for this writing are pretty low. I think we all just thought it was going to be like a vast stream of consciousness where she just goes on. Oh, sorry. He just goes on about how great black people are and how strong they are, while simultaneously being totally and utterly weakened to just about everything around them.
Well, that's what it usually is, yes.
Wow. I just read ahead in the next sentence. Holy fucking
Mhm.
Well, don't keep us waiting now.
shit. Hey, I'm not reading.
The kids will still dress up. Johnson's children will be Jason from Friday the 13th, Shuri from Black Panther, Princess Jasmine from Aladdin, and the newborn will be King T'Challa. But they have decided to stay in. The kids have
Okay, so the other ones I can understand, but one of them, a black kid, wants to be Jason from Friday the 13th. He wants to be a fucking crazy ass killer of kids at a camp, a teenage camp.
Killer of mostly white kids, though.
Yes,
Yeah,
well,
but that's cool though. That's what I would have wanted to be.
true. I want to be a serial killer.
I mean, hell, I would have been a Power Ranger or something. I don't know.
I wonder if they're allowed to wear a white mask, because like Jason has the hockey mask. Is
Yeah.
having a white mask white supremacy? Do they have to have a black one instead?
Well, black people don't play hockey, so yeah.
I don't know.
Those are some deep questions you have there.
Yeah, this is above my pay grade. Yeah.
Let's keep it shallow, gentlemen.
The kids have costumes, but I don't plan on letting them go door to door, says Johnson. People here are pretty lax regarding COVID, so I expect trick-or-treaters to knock on the door. Maybe we'll let them answer the door in their costumes. Oh, that sounds like...
Maybe you'll let them answer it. You're gonna keep these poor bastards on the knock.
So are we social distancing or what?
I have an idea. I'm gonna go out for Halloween this year dressed as a police officer, and that way the idiots won't bother me.
Don't count on it.
yeah, I mean, have you seen Philadelphia lately?
Fair point.
Put
All right.
spit shields on every door you see, like you see everywhere else. If you want
All right.
candy, you gotta reach through the hole.
Are you allowed to dress as a police officer during Halloween, or does that count as impersonating a cop?
I don't know. Probably depends on how real your costume looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it seems like a sort of costume that would be acceptable. I mean, there are kids who dress as firemen and all that stuff.
Well, if you're 5, you're probably not going to get mistaken for a real cop.
Fair point. I don't see the adults dressing as police officers, I guess, now that I think of it.
Yeah.
Isn't the one who wants to be Princess Jasmine cultural appropriation?
So,
I don't know. They want to be Jason, so I guess that would qualify, wouldn't it?
I just got a mental image of a cop booking a 5-year-old for dressing as a police officer.
There were record arrests when people decided they didn't want to social distance this night.
You're forgetting one thing. Them dressing as Jason is fine. White people have no culture to appropriate.
That's true.
yeah, but in those slasher movies, the black character always dies first.
Well, he wants to make sure that the white people always die first.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll figure out that that's problematic.
And with the end of the first article comes the start of the first game, the horseshoe game.
Oh, this will be fun.
Yeah. All right, since Undoomed is new to this, I will read 2 quotes from 2 different forums. One of them is a black separatist forum, and the other is Stormfront. And you have to guess which is which.
Yeah, hopefully Undoomed isn't too active on the Stormfront forums, because he might have seen some of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, never seen either.
All right. I censored out words that would give away the answer. All right. So, quote A. What humans? You're talking about Jews, blank, 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 drug dealers, and the other race traders? Quote B. Try becoming a porn star. Blank men will be all over you like roaches. Have a ball before you get HIV.
God.
So do everyone guess, or how does it work?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get everybody's vote, but you'll be deciding first.
Yeah. Any people in the chat can guess too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the second one, B, is from Stormfront.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, they like to reverse this too sometimes because Frosted's like that.
Well, I mean, we both know that the black separatists and the Stormfront types both hate the Jews, so that's not really helpful.
Right.
I'm gonna have to say that B is Stormfront. Yeah.
Alright, so Moon and Undoomed say B.
I say B.
Terry?
What the hell? I'll be the combo breaker. I'll go Stormfront is A.
Alright. And the answer is... Stormfront is A.
Woohoo!
See, I knew it. I knew this fucker was gonna do that.
And I thought it was, yeah. That was so obvious with the Jews stuff.
I know.
Alright,
And
and
it would be hard in that.
And the uncensored quotes are, what humans? You're talking about Jews, Zionists, Antifa, liberals, drug dealers, and the other race traders? Or
Oh, what a grouping together.
and try becoming a porn star. White men will be all over you like roaches. Have a ball before you get HIV.
The fuck does that have anything to do? Whatever.
Now, I believe that one was taken from a post about Andrew Gillum, so...
It's such a good game. This is probably like my favorite game
Yeah.
because it highlights how close they really are.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one thing they can bond over, it's how much they both hate the Jews.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like Terry's today's winner.
Woohoo!
Congratulations.
You win absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack shit.
You win a season...
Filled with pride.
You,
And that's enough.
you have, however, lost the last 3 minutes of your life.
Worth every second.
Alright, and now on to our next article. Saying boys will be boys won't fly for Halloween 2020.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Excuse me, I'm dressed as a boy. That's my costume.
I was a boy.
Given how things are going so far, it's okay for All Hallows Eve to take an L. By Adrian Samuels Gibbs.
Wow. I can see we're in for some journalism here.
Oh, the most journalism-y journalism.
Oh, yeah. Take an L.
category.
That's a classic. Yeah.
The category was Halloween while black.
Okay, how soon into the article before they say they mention Donald Trump?
I don't know. Let's see.
I'm gonna say fourth paragraph. Let's do this. I'm ready.
A paintball incident that leaves a mailman injured and in the hospital. Gutters pulled off a house, resulting in $5,000 in damages. Packs of boys invading a family's porch and ringing the doorbell repeatedly at 10:30 p.m. Young teens...
Those are not equal things.
Wait.
Oh my God, the doorbell, not the doorbell.
Yeah, that's $5,000 in damages for ringing it that late at night.
Oh no, they ding dong ditched my house. What will I do?
Wait, it gets better. Young teens in a city play lot play with their guns, where they proceed to shoot raccoons and stomp on animals' heads.
Oh my God. Do they pull these random fucking acts out of their asses? Here, look, we're just gonna throw shit.
Yeah, I'm
doing
going to have
sticks.
to see a quotation on that.
I mean, ding dong ditch and mutilating animals. Yeah, same thing pretty much.
Yeah.
Or shooting a poor mailman with a paintball. Yeah, there we go.
Ding
That
dong,
really relates.
ding dong ditch is a gateway drug. Yeah.
When did Halloween become the good son? What the hell is this?
Well, that whole list looks like one of those. Here's a list of stuff. Rank them in category from 1 to 5. Which one's the worst? Which one's the not so worst?
All too often, I witness some people refer to these incidents as if they are normal. Boys will be boys, they say. And if girls are involved, they change it to kids will be kids. Don't you remember doing this when you were a kid, they ask? We all played ding dong ditch, they say.
We all mutilated animals and stomped on their heads.
Yeah, and shot mailmen with paintball guns.
Slight difference there.
We all pulled gutters off houses, stomped on raccoons by the toddler swings, and shot.
It's funny.
The fuck is he talking about?
This is completely parallel to the whole point about the boys will be boys. They're talking about rape. No, they're talking about little kids fighting or some shit, like little kids wrestling or whatever. They're not talking about rape. Jesus, it goes from 0 to 1,000 in a second with these people. It's ridiculous.
I like how they undermine their own point. The whole thing is boys will be boys is terrible, but they admit sometimes girls get involved. Like in the article, they say, and when girls are involved, they just change it to kids will be kids. So that undermines the entire point.
Because girls can do no wrong, didn't you know?
Yeah. We all pulled gutters off houses, stomped on raccoons by the toddler swings, and shot BB gun balls into the babies' bedrooms. Didn't you? Me.
I mean, I know I did.
Who's he been talking to?
Are his neighbors the Manson family? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm starting to suspect I have an idea, and bear with me. This is a Medium article, right? Maybe Medium, the publishers of Medium, are just therapists, and they're just taking these insane screeds and just publishing them to a website because for laughs.
Why not?
Man. Me.
Because everybody wants to go to a house's nursery and just shoot up their kids with BB guns.
Me. No, I didn't. No, I don't. No, I didn't. No, I never. And no, I can't. Why? Black kids don't get to torture raccoons in a public park, get questioned by police, and let go.
The fuck?
Is this person arguing that they wanted them to get away with it?
I think he grew up with Ted Bundy or something.
I had no idea that torturing animals was part of white privilege.
Yeah.
It's classified as a precursor to becoming a serial killer, you fuck.
I would have drowned those cats, but I wasn't allowed to do it since I was black.
Yeah. They sent me to school instead of letting me go out and kill little animals.
Black kids don't get to walk around with toy guns, let alone shoot government workers with paintballs. Throngs of black teen boys don't get close enough to porches nowadays to even play ding dong ditch.
Careful with that porch word.
In some neighborhoods, someone would call the police long before they get to the door. As Halloween approaches, I'm tagged into a number of notes and stories and texts and tweets about kids being kids and boys being boys. For some reason, these incidents are never reported to police, but wind up on Nextdoor or discussed on Zoom meetings. Hopefully not with Tubin, but you know.
I'm certain that all of these incidents are totally real, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah, and then everybody clapped.
But I liked how they say that people would call the police before they got to the door. Yeah, because they saw you killing a raccoon.
Yeah.
My kid was just stomping on animals' heads. I don't know why the police needed to get involved. Is it because he was black?
I don't know. My raccoon camp brief isn't really as catchy. Their defenders say it's okay for them to behave this way because decades ago they too behaved this way. We all did this when we were kids is a common refrain. They need an outlet because COVID has them stir crazy is another. I'm pretty sure I saw that as an excuse for like the riots, but whatever. They need let's see. Though there are a handful of outliers, the defenders typically break down along racial lines. White folks are the first to say it's okay. Black and brown folks are the first to say it's not. Mostly I believe that's because black kids face very different repercussions for doing the same things white kids do. So no, black kids can't be kids.
Okay, then what can they be?
I seriously think that this person is presenting an article to be permissive of black kids being allowed to harm and murder animals.
I think she's just like, or he is just like dipping their toe in the water. See how people react to the whole raccoon thing? See if he can, bring it up in conversation.
Raccoon Lives Matter going.
Oh, God.
Just make sure you keep the RA on there.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Well, you got to laugh from upstairs.
Alright, okay, where was I? Oh, so no, black kids can't be kids performing shenanigans this Halloween or perhaps ever again. Between racial threats, the potential for police aggression, election tensions, and the potential for COVID-19 transmission, the stakes are much higher for Halloween 2020.
There's your Trump reference, Jack. They mentioned the elections.
How many paragraphs in is this? I don't care.
They're focused too much on raccoons.
And I love how they separate in parentheses black kids.
Yeah.
They're performing shenanigans.
The stake
Shenanigans.
I know. I'll bestow up the next person that says shenanigans.
Hey, what's that place with the mozzarella sticks and all the crap on the walls? The stakes are much higher for Halloween 2020. In my opinion, it'll be okay if Halloween takes an L for 2020. The potential...
What the hell is L?
A loss.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'd say this lady needs to take a little D, if you know what I mean.
She needs more vitamin D in her diet.
Maybe a big D.
She needs ZD and drugs and all that stuff.
The potential for violence is why the more common cultural celebration of the day is always bittersweet for me. For all the potentially safe fun to be had, there frankly are a bunch of assholes out there just looking for an op or a chance to inflict mental trauma. Outside of the penchant for property damage, people hang both ghosts and Barack Obama in effigy from their trees.
That's very specific.
Okay, that's new. I've never seen that.
Someone has to tell Ghastly about the ghost part.
Yeah.
Mean-spirited adults dress up like slain black boys. Folks talk down to kids who don't have on fancy costumes and who use grocery store bags instead of expensive Halloween couture.
But enough about the DNC convention.
Some don't give candy to black kids at all. My 7- and 3-year-old included. I wrote about that last year.
I'm sure you did.
I guess that would work though, Charlie Brown.
Except in this case, it would be a crack rock.
I got a crack pipe for Halloween.
I'm Australian, so I don't do the whole Halloween thing. But if they don't give you candy, don't you do a practical joke on them? Isn't that the trick part of the trick or treat?
Yeah.
So if they're saying, piss off black kid, you don't get any candy, there's volunteering to have you egg their house or whatever it is.
Here's a noose.
Black people, and black parents like myself, have to specifically and conscientiously seek out and create age-appropriate and racially safe spaces to do Halloween. At the same time, we have to protect our children and our property from marauding throngs of boys being boys, whose parents see nothing wrong with a little spray paint, a little egg, or a little spit thrown our way. It should also be noted that some of us skip the shenanigans altogether, or focus on harvest parties or hallelujah parties.
What the fuck is a
Hallelujah.
I have no idea.
You
Never
can't
heard
have
that
those at
one.
churches. Churches are closed, you know.
No.
Celebrating the harvest? Is it like the
What are we,
1600s?
farmers now?
It sounds like some passive aggressive bullshit from a really from the hyper Christian kind of person who's like, oh well, I don't like this Halloween, so we will celebrate a hallelujah party
That sounds like
to
some kind of shit.
combat the evil.
That's the kind of
You
stuff you
know.
hear like from an Amish community right there.
Well, it's either that or like Stargate SG-1 where they go off to that fucked up farmer's planet.
Okay, I have a question. Would it be considered racist to give a black kid cotton candy for Halloween?
Oh,
Oh, damn.
that's a hard one.
No, the worst way is for you to plant it in your yard and make them pick it.
Jesus Christ.
Put them in those little paper cones that they get at the carnivals and stick them into the ground. There you go.
Yeah, you gotta have a little imagination, yeah. But for those that do participate, even dropping off at a backyard Halloween egg hunt for Halloween, or trick or treating at the mall must first be vetted. Do the parents have macabre-looking brown-skinned dolls hanging from the backyard trees? Is that common?
I have no idea.
Well-
Certainly not where I live.
Well, Keeper said in chat, or Skittles. That's the only candy they hand out in black neighborhoods.
Will police be present at the mall, and therefore must I walk my preteens around so no one accuses them of shoplifting?
Oh my god.
Well, maybe if they stop shoplifting, they'll stop being accused of it.
If we go door to door with our toddler, how close will I stand to the door to speak up and circumvent any racist rhetoric that might come from the house owner's mouth about my little beautiful dressed up munchkin? Yes,
You know, there's something to be said about
How old is this one?
shoplifting.
I don't know. But, like, who's shouting racial slurs at a baby?
I have no idea.
Whatever.
What police officer ever goes to a mall to watch over the little kids and says, "Hey, no, you're shoplifting." Book a group of children in front of all the other children. Throw them in the back of the paddy wagon.
This person's got
Put
some
it back
serious.
in place.
This person's got some serious butt hurt, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The maneuvering applies when you stay at home as well. When I was a kid on Halloween, an adult would be home all day and watch every corner of the property. They kept watch while I played with abandon. When I got older, I realized that the white kids would egg the house or spray paint jogger on the door if we weren't watching.
How very tactful of you to say that.
One Halloween, we heard the shaving cream ball shake, 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 shake before we saw it. I don't know. And I ran to the door and opened it. The kids ran away. My mom asked me what they wrote on our door this time. I think they were trying to put a swastika on, but I wiped it all off, put on my coat, and passed candy outside so that no one else with bad intentions came close.
Why swastika though? Are they Jewish black people?
Yeah.
Well, that never happened.
Halloween is not a day off from racism, so this maneuvering is amplified for 2020. Yard signs will surely go missing. If
If they say Trump.
Yeah. if you even leave them out at all. And a Saturday Halloween means more hours of potentially dangerous and stupid acts that some folks will no doubt chalk up to kids being kids.
No, you mean girls being girls, Scott.
Yeah, make up your mind.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Are boys boys or are kids kids? I don't understand.
I think boys are girls.
Yeah.
Pull
It's
down.
2020. They have to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. If
Yeah.
you don't
Boys are
identify
girls
as a
and
girl,
girls
I
are
know.
boys.
Hey,
Exactly.
as the
But
king
they're also not two genders either.
No. Yeah, you've got it wrong. Girls are girls and boys are broken girls.
as the king said, girls will be boys and boys will be girls. It's a muddled up, mixed up, shook up world.
Yeah, cue that gif with a girl trying to figure out things with the math. Yeah.
Let's see. It's my plates for a sec.
However, if it weren't for the threat.
Oh.
You're at the however.
However, if it weren't for the threat of COVID-19 keeping us home this year, my family would dress up and go door to door and go.
Door to selective door. Don't go to that dark house. It's dangerous.
Don't go to Whitey's house.
I would remind my little kids to never ever walk on someone's lawn without permission. To prep them for when they become older black boys who must never ever even accidentally trespass.
Isn't that a good thing though?
Yeah,
I don't want random white people on my lawn either.
Yeah. Well, last I checked, trespassing is bad no matter who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk up the driveway, you don't go on the lawn.
I can see Undoomed on a fucking rocking chair on his porch. Like, get off my lawn.
No, I think
yeah.
all the white families have snipers on
That's
their
what
roof.
I'm gonna do when I get that age.
Just the other day too, there were some kids who were chasing their dog. My father sees them outside. He doesn't see the dog yet, and he comes to get me, and he half shoves me out the door. It's like with the expectation that I'm gonna go beat up these three kids, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, they're chasing the dog. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You don't trespass on people's property. It unsettles them. I don't care what you look like.
Just pick your cotton candy and get off my lawn.
Shame on you.
I'll tell you, that's a great idea. Someone's gonna do it this year.
And give Terry credit for it.
See, Sunburst liked it.
Oh, she laughed good at that one.
I would remind my, we would talk about why Ding Dong Ditch is not a game and to be enjoyed by young black men right now.
Okay, Ding Dong Ditch has a very bad connotation. I ain't talking fucking doorbells either.
Yeah.
Is that what a prostitute does when she sees somebody like, ew, I don't like that guy?
Yeah, a Thai hooker.
Well, I mean, their father went for a cigarette stitch, so, you know. And I would remind them that we don't have the luxury of running pell-mell through someone else's backyard, even on Halloween. I would tell them the same things my father, a civil rights attorney, told me.
Who the fuck ever says pell-mell anymore?
I don't know, is that like an old, 1920s phrase?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's littered with these phrases, this article.
Yeah. Instead, I told my oldest that we can't go door to door because the virus is still here, hiding amongst us.
Is it hiding around a fucking corner saying, I'm gonna get those black kids?
And since not...
Somebody in a costume that looks like a fucking virus and like, ah, terrorizing the kids.
Oh, you know at least some people are going to be dressed as COVID or something.
Oh, yeah, that has to be a thing.
Yeah.
How many parents are naming their kids COVID this year?
Well, they're always idiots.
We'll see COVID, meat swine, swine, meat bird.
Well, I mean, and, when black kids are born, they are smallpox, POCs.
You're wrapped in a blanket.
That's like the dirty version of a dad joke.
I've used it before, but damn it, I'm proud of it.
That's beautiful.
Thanks, son. And since not everyone wears masks and washes hands, We can't take chances going to folks' doors. We also can't open ours. He is too young to understand that COVID-19 rates in my micro area are pretty damn high, almost outpacing other zip codes, solidifying our solo All Hallows Eve. We plan and pray for a nationwide, nonchalant backyard Halloween without incident, but I also know enough to brace myself for the strong possibility of the stupid.
Yeah, by writing this article.
Yep.
That has already come true.
For many of us, this might be the year to sit things out or play things close to the vest. Isn't it close to the chest? Between COVID and acts of racial terror, 2020 has a load of potential tricks. The treats just aren't worth it. I see what they did there.
How do they make those? Go ahead, man.
No, I just want to know, like, how important is fucking Halloween to these people? It's just, for me, it's just a kid's thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta bust open a raccoon's head.
I just want one of these assholes who's always on about like the spike in racial hatred. Oh, there's a spike in hate crimes, spike in racial hatred. I want them to actually provide some statistics on this instead of just throwing that out there as though we're supposed to believe it automatically.
Well, and I'm also, it also just makes me laugh how they always have to make COVID and somehow racial tensions mutually exclusive.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, oh no, if we didn't have COVID, this country wouldn't be anywhere near as racist, of course. You know, so introduce a pandemic and all of a sudden we're so fucking racist that, oh my God, no black person can walk out in the neighborhood without being arrested. Just because.
I mean, I'd probably be paranoid if I lived in a neighborhood of serial killers too.
Oh God, I hate people.
All right, and now it's time for the second game, the caption game, and this is
The chat and chat only, Jack.
yes, chat and
Jack.
chat alone.
Yes, only the chat. Only the chat, Terry.
And this is where I'll show a photo of a political figure or event or something like that, and you in chat have to come up with a caption for it. And whoever we think is the funniest, I will tweet it out after the show and credit them. So
what? If I see somebody in chat with the name Gak Junsky,
and here is this week's photo. That would be Jim Acosta putting on his mask at a Trump rally.
that almost looks photoshopped.
Alright, so those in the chat, just put like caption, colon, and then whatever your entry is. Yeah, gotta give it a sec because there's a delay.
I still like the one from last week when Barack Obama's got that megaphone to the kids.
Yeah.
Well, come on, people. We got 32 people watching.
Yeah.
Where did I put those ears? He does look like he doesn't have any fucking ears to put the loop around.
Yeah.
That works.
Jack?
What?
Alright, timing out, Jack.
Jump or drop will never know it's me. Yeah.
There you go.
Let's see.
The mask helps, but it can't hide my tears. This mask won't accost me my health.
I
That's
mean,
my favorite one.
to be fair, Jim Acosta is probably the kind of guy who makes puns about his name to himself.
I like that one. That one's my favorite so far.
I like Medilla. The mask helps, but it can't hide my tears.
Knows they calls us fake news.
Sorry.
I was making the joke earlier today that whenever a news person references an anonymous source, it's Jim Acosta. It is always, whenever you see anonymous source in a news article, it is always Jim Acosta.
I can believe it.
Person close to the White House, Jim Acosta. Female anonymous source, Jim Acosta in a wig.
I'm putting a minute on the clock, and then we'll decide a winner.
No, I am Jemima Acosta. I am girl. I am not.
And that of course led a little back and I think it was Badger who said that we should have like a picture. I forget who said it, but there should be a picture of Jim Acosta with a photoshopped wig on, just for that sort of instance. Just imagining Jim Acosta donning a wig, doing the fake Southern accent. Well, how do you do, Mr. President?
I'm in no way tired. Give him a bottle of hot sauce.
All right, I think evolved potatoes will be the last.
Okay.
Don't take it off yet, Mr. Acosta. We're still filming. Let's see.
I like Kiever Dams.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that one.
I like Potato. He got in at the last second, but I think that's my favorite.
Yeah, I probably think so too. But the Kiever Dam was good too.
Yes.
All right, so we have 2 for Evolve, 2 for Kiever Dam. Who hasn't voted?
I voted. I'm Kiever Dam.
Jack?
Kiever Dam.
Okay.
So it's 3-2 for Kiever Dam.
Oh, all right. All right, so Kiever Dam, you are this week's winner. And I will tweet out the photo with your caption and credit you after the show.
And you will win absolutely nothing.
You'll win the respect of all your peers. All right. And now for the titular article, which a phrase which I have trademarked, and anyone else using it is just doing so wrongly. And that is Count Dracula is a victim of gender and race stigmatization.
Oh dear God.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Already.
How one of our greatest supervillains has always been a victim.
Oh, it's another Indian folk.
But
Is this Medium again?
yeah. Most of the articles are from Medium just because it's
Yeah.
a gold mine.
Yeah, if you ever want your brain to rot, just go to Medium.
By Shoria Agarwal.
Agarwal.
What? Can you eat that?
I mean, if you buy her dinner, probably.
I want to point out 2 things. Number one, this falls perfectly in line with the whole. There's the whole progressive thing about sympathizing with evil people. You know how they always choose the villains in certain pieces of fiction to empathize with the most. And the second part is Dracula is basically like a low-key sex offender.
Yeah, that's
Not so
true.
low key.
Well, just wait and we'll hear about that.
Good.
Oh, great.
Well, I'm waiting to hear the argument. Dracula's so white.
Since Brom...
Is there going to be mention of Blackula?
we can only hope.
Yeah.
Since Bram Stoker's iconic work, there's been no going back for the Count. Withstanding numerous adaptations, his story and that of the vampires continue to populate our collective imagination. The vampire legend runs so deep that real people paid real money to sit through 2 hours of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Moreover, more than 200 movies are featuring Dracula have been made in the past 120 years. That's more than one flick releasing each year. not to mention the endless representations on television, music, and art. However, a ground reality has stayed constant. Dracula has endured 120 years as a victim of gender and racial stigmatization.
Oh, shut up.
How though?
Well,
I'm
Transylvania in
We're gonna find
Romania,
out.
so it's a gypsy, and gypsy is a slur, so that might be part of it.
Mhm.
Before examining the extremely problematic aspects surrounding Dracula's depiction, I want to make my intention clear. This piece is not a woke attempt to lurch at social justice. Social,
Yes, it is.
It most certainly is.
Get the fuck out.
Social justice is an important process that comes about with much more effort than mere armchair intellectualizing.
That's all social justice is armchair intellectualizing.
Yep.
Nonetheless,
That's literally all it is. There is no evidence. The entire discipline has no evidence basis at all. It's just people sitting in the middle of nowhere, probably literally in armchairs, thinking, "I wonder what bullshit I can get published this week." But by saying a whole bunch of racist shit about white people and then saying that you can't be racist towards white people, I have defined myself out of actually having to take responsibility for the horrible shit that I say.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like Conceptual James.
Yeah, are the writers sitting in a room with a dartboard that just says, "Here, throw the shit out here, and whatever the dart hits, this is what we write about."
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys have heard about Conceptual James, right?
He's a
Not
legend.
familiar.
I fucking love that
Right.
guy.
Right.
Who's conceptual, James?
He took Mein Kampf and replaced Jews with men or something, and he published it in a
Oh yeah,
in a psychological journal, and they accepted it.
oh yeah, yeah. I remember that.
now. Was that is this the same guy who did the dog park thing?
Yes, that's him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just like the horseshoe game, you know.
Yeah.
Mein Kampf for this other guy.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it is extremely relevant to realize the subliminal discrimination that surrounds an extremely powerful story to understand what really captivates our imagination. Alright, first is gender. To examine the presence of queer sensibilities in Stoker's Dracula, it's worthwhile to acknowledge the heteronormativity of its milieu. Stoker's close friend Oscar Wilde was jailed for sodomy when Stoker was writing his novel. Moreover, scholarly research, such as those conducted by David Skal, reveals Stoker's repressed sexuality. Modern critics such as Esther Muskowitz have established that Dracula's sexuality has been shaped by his creator's orientation. One only has to skim through the original classic to gauge the homoeroticism Dracula's interaction with Jonathan is steeped in. The recurring phallic symbols, such as the quintessential wooden stake, along with how Dracula destroys the heterosexual monogamy between Jonathan and Mina by effeminating Jonathan and masculinizing Mina, amplify these claims.
What?
Wooden stake is just a big dick. Yep.
Apparently so. So to kill a vampire, you stick a gigantic dildo in his chest. Got it.
Yep.
Everything that is cylindrical is a dildo. Holy shit.
Hey, cylinders are always at our fingertips.
Yeah.
Aren't stakes cone shaped? I'd be hard pressed to stick a dildo shaped object inside another person. What are you doing it with? Like
That's how you kill the lady
fucking-
vampire.
a fucking
You just
sledgehammer?
Jack, you just got to push a bit harder. We'll go in.
Yeah. That's what my dad always told me.
Yeah.
So basically, to truly kill a vampire, you have to sodomize him with a fucking wooden stake.
Yep.
I'm sure it's going to end in that, yeah.
Tragically, the modern adaptations of the Count have stripped him of the otherness that encapsulates his sexuality. These portrayals mischaracterize Dracula's bloodlust into a restrictive heterosexual desire. Instances of such straightwashing range from Bram Stoker's Dracula, 1992, where the cinematic gaze favors Monica Bellucci over Keanu's Harker, and Brides of Dracula, infamous for the sleazy representations of the so-called brides for entertainment purposes. While there can be various vampire characters with creators exploring different characteristics of their antiheroes, Dracula's sexuality is an inherent part of his essence. Only due to Dracula's indiscriminate picking of his victims did the novel transcended the narrow confines of an old wives' tale to become the cult classic it is today. The moment we snip at it, we reduce the character to a caricature which may definitely be compelling art, but is not an authentic portrayal of the Count.
Authentic portrayal?
So
What?
is this to say that Mary Shelley did Frankenstein because she had daddy issues?
I think this is just word salad so that the author can word her way around to saying that Dracula was gay, even though he clearly wasn't.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I think the author has seen Scribe's TEDx bingo and is just trying to get as many as they can get.
Yeah.
The film franchise Hotel Transylvania exemplifies this sentiment perfectly. Though Sony's Count Dracula is extremely lovable, by casting him into the structure of a stereotypical nuclear family, we lose out on the essence of the original. Oh, so Hotel Transylvania is not a good adaptation of Dracula. That's shocking.
Unlike Dracula is screaming queer, it's an inaccurate portrayal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This person's trying way too hard.
Yes.
Alright. And now that we've covered gender, now on to race.
Oh, good.
There we go.
Shit. Dracula was black.
No, Dracula is Romanian, which makes him a gypsy, which is a slur. I'm going with that.
The charm of Stoker's Dracula stems from the antagonist's ability to personify the worst fears of the Victorian audience. Stephen Arata, a prominent scholar of Victorian literature, identifies how the idea of reverse colonialism from the East haunted the audience. He examines how the Count's Eastern European origin provided a face to the English anxiety that contributed to his current standing in pop culture. The then prevalent... Yes, people were afraid of him because he was a foreigner.
He's Eastern European.
Yeah, that's right.
Dracula's a communist.
It's xenophobia, folks.
Dracula's a communist, therefore he's Antifa. Got it.
Even though it was xenophobia against Europeans, so it's European xenophobic against Europeans? What?
Europhobia, I guess.
But you can't be racist to white people, but apparently you can if you're white.
It's
Don't know.
reverse.
Dracula, you
Does-
racist before people.
I can't even make sense of where am I? What planet am I on?
The then prevalent bias against Eastern Europe only fanned the flames of this paranoia. What is problematic is the white man's burden surrounding the quest to exorcise Dracula. Hence Van Helsing's bravado is somewhat a crusade against the subaltern miasma that threatens to violate the sanctity of his homeland. To do so, Stoker has to depersonalize the Count by reducing him to a satanic force bereft of even basic human touches like speech.
He murders people.
Yeah.
He's an immigrant, Jack.
He's doing
He's,
the Lord's
he's an
work.
immigrant who didn't do nothing.
He's an
He was
undocumented
provoked.
vampire.
Somebody made a character of him.
He's an
He's-
undocumented vampire.
He's black. we was Dracula.
Hence Stoker deployed Count Dracula's race as a prop to make him more fearful. Such a representation goes a great way in stigmatizing Dracula's race, which is evident from how even modern-day Romanians have to deal with exasperating Dracula stereotypes.
There you go.
Let me
But
go get Sora.
Romanians are not a race.
No. No.
The hell are you talking
They're
about?
white people. They're white. They have an accent. People
Yeah.
are making fun of the accent.
Everyone says we was counts and shit.
It's fucking V.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever hear V talk, he is Dracula.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Unfortunately, even the modern adaptations of the story rely on dehumanizing Dracula. He is literally not human.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Or vampires in general to garner goosebumps. A view which is endorsed by Alyssa Gamello in her thesis Biting Back. We don't have to go too far to find an example. Even in 2020, despite being courageous enough to subvert Van Helsing's gender, BBC has to feature Count's primitivity to make him scary.
Wait. If they change Van Helsing's gender, then isn't the whole gay aspect ruined? Shouldn't he be upset by that?
No, Terry, he's gay and he's black and he's fighting the stereotypes and they're dehumanizing him. And Romanians are really black people.
Yeah.
Fight the power, V.
Yeah, Van Helsing's plan was just to kick V. The macabre depiction of the vampire traveling inside an animal's belly was completely unnecessary on the account that the antagonist could have simply flown to the convent. All is not to ban Dracula or to trample on a deep-rooted cultural icon that has enthralled people across the planet. However, we must be cognizant of how the Count has been wronged to prevent future pathologization of race and gender as instruments for fear-mongering. Since the dawn of history, our society will create and recreate legends. Of course, we cannot go back to seek retribution against centuries of mischaracterization, but can certainly prevent indiscretions in the future.
Okay, so what I'm going to wait for now is the next time I apply for a job on the drop-down box, which is "What's your race?" Vampire.
Yep.
Well, I think that just means that we never have Dora back on ever again.
We never have who back on?
What's that?
What'd you say?
That just means we never have Sora back on.
Yeah, because she's Romanian, so.
Oh, she is? Oh, damn.
Yeah. Sorry, Sora.
She's
Sorry, you're a vampire.
She's gonna reverse colonize the stream.
She doesn't have enough white privilege to get onto the stream.
Yeah, he does.
Yep.
She can't even kill a raccoon without the cops getting called on her.
Yeah.
It's a sad story.
To get on the stream, you have to squash at least 3 raccoons.
What kind of age do we live in where a young black woman can't even murder a cat by drowning it in a river and not get in trouble?
It's shocking.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got some gutters I need to go destroy.
All right. And our guest can't stay that long, so we're going to finish up with Twitter time. So,
Twitter time.
Yep.
What's that?
Or we just take a look at some of the hottest, dumbest takes on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the first one, of course, comes from Tariq Nasheed. Showing a truck on fire in Philadelphia, saying, "Citizens in Philadelphia are retaliating against race soldiers tonight."
Against what?
Race soldiers.
What's a race soldier?
Yeah.
I'm guessing cops.
So they decided to torch some guy's car.
What race is a cop?
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, and next, this one's from an Ann Applebaum. She's replying to a post from Kaylee McEnany about how they're flying the Blue Lives Matter flag over a Trump rally, the American flag with the blue stripe thing. Mm-hmm. And she says, "One of the most sinister things I've ever seen in a U.S. election campaign, the proud, aggressive defacing of the American flag. Why not just use the Confederate flag for the Trump presidency and be done with it?"
Okay.
I guess you haven't seen anything sinister, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty much the same thing as flying the Confederate flag. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No difference at all.
Yeah.
None.
At all.
Defacing the flag.
A flag. Good God.
And of course, we need one from Mrs. Krasenstein.
There we go.
Yeah.
This is the highlight.
Breaking. Trump just falsely claimed that Joe Biden isn't condemning the violence in Philadelphia. Literally 30 minutes after Biden condemned the violence in Philadelphia. He's gaslighting you, Pennsylvania. I know you won't fall for his lies. Now, the idea of saying that someone hasn't condemned something when they actually have, why does that sound familiar?
Well, I mean, I know Trump's never condemned white supremacy.
Right.
Yeah.
Never.
I
Not
mean,
once.
not today. So, I mean, yeah.
You got to do it every hour.
Yeah.
I wonder if is Krasenstein going to be out of a job if Biden wins?
Definitely, yes.
'Cause he won't have anybody to bitch at.
So someone on Twitter said that Trump has condemned white supremacy more than Al Sharpton. And I pointed out he needs to condemn Al Sharpton a hell of a lot more than.
Although, to be fair, Al Sharpton has condemned Jews a lot more than Trump has. But...
Yeah.
That's very true.
Alright. And finally, I don't know who this is, but they were retweeted by Vaush.
Oh, God.
No.
You can tell this is going to be the top of the stack right here.
Yeah.
And this has got to be... This makes their side look more pathetic than anything I've seen. It shows several pictures. The first, it says, "Our Revolutionaries," and it shows Hillary Clinton, Obama, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Vaush.
I don't know. I saw Buck like, is that some playboy?
The fuck?
And then it says, "Our Theory," and it shows pictures of The West Wing, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Harry Potter, and Hamilton.
Wow. Oh my God.
And this is supposed to make you guys look good?
That's the dumbest shit I've seen.
Yeah.
What was the last one in Our Theory? I'm not recognizing it.
Hamilton, the musical.
This guy's got fucking balls of steel to put himself up there with those kind of people. If he's on the same level as them, holy shit.
Well, to be fair, Vaush didn't make this tweet, he just retweeted it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from somebody who says no nothing as their name. Got it.
The hilarious part is just looking at the revolutionaries. I mean, we all know that the first three are partisan assholes, but just looking at Vaush, the unkempt, ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
He
And-
looks like he looks like he came out of the dryer as a lint ball.
like he looks like he's permanently cosplaying as the comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I don't see how you could put the label revolutionary on Clinton. Fucking corporate hack.
I don't know. She certainly started some revolutionary shit in America. You know what I mean?
People that somehow shoot themselves in the back of the head committing suicide? or being sad means killing yourself too, mysteriously?
But I mean, with guidebooks like, a children's book about wizards and a musical about Alexander Hamilton, how can they go wrong?
Yeah, that's some serious theory they got there.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Read another book. I don't even read, and I've read more books than these people. Read a second book.
Well, aren't
Something.
you like
Anything.
Aren't there like 7 Harry Potter books though? Or...
It's interesting though how everything is just capitalist entertainment.
Yeah.
I thought that we were supposed to like abandon Harry Potter now because J.K. Rowling is evil now or something.
Right.
She's transphobic, but
Yeah.
we still like the book. That's the message.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. this is the most pathetic thing. I can't even think of the word to describe just how basic and stupid this shit looks.
Yeah, but it's so stupid that it sort of, you kind of think it's a troll.
Well,
Yeah.
it just the way that Vosh looks in that picture. He really does look like a fucking runt.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be trolling him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I really hope it's like someone on the right who is baiting Vosh into retweeting this and like making a fool of himself.
That
And
would be the most logical explanation for this shit.
well, if that's the case, he fell for it.
Yeah, I mean, if I never saw a question that said which one of these doesn't belong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of them is dead.
That's true.
She lives on in Penny Barrett, though.
Yep.
It was probably like the original meme probably had like Bernie at the last picture.
Yeah.
Somebody just photoshopped him in there.
Placed by
Yeah,
a
that makes
soy
sense.
boy.
I think someone who wanted to suck up to Vosh
Yeah.
did that.
Could be
to get a
that.
God, he's just the ugliest motherfucker. I don't know what. Why would anyone want to see this man? I feel repulsed looking at him.
Well, then you haven't seen the swamp donkeys walking around behind him.
Oh dear.
That was a very, very unattractive. I'm going to be kind and say woman.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Vosh?
No, I don't know, his mother or girlfriend or whoever walks around naked behind him in some clips.
He's like King Simp. He probably simps his own woman.
Yeah.
Like,
I was never really interested enough to find out more about that.
yeah.
No, me neither.
It's better that way.
I'm.
Screenshot and it's like, I'm done.
I'm sure it's on Hunter Biden's laptop somewhere.
What is the opposite of interested? Not apathetic. I mean, like so disinterested that you feel compelled to run in the other direction.
Repulsed?
Repulsed, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
All right. Well, that's all I had for today, gentlemen.
Cool.
Cool.
So, let's see.
Some raccoons to kill, so we've got to let him go do that.
Yeah. So I'm just going to shill my co-host and guest. Let's see, Jack Gudsky's got Quippers United on Tuesdays after Lords of the Night.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Moonshock is on. Moonshock has his Streamlabs linked in the chat in the description. He's still got a lot of medical bills and dealing with unemployment, so anything you contribute will be helpful.
Absolutely.
Terry's on every stream known to man.
He's under your bed in your closet.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's on Minions, he's on Quippers, he's on the corner. You'll have to remind me of the others.
Johnny Hellcat, if he's streaming, Hate Camel less so. He's kind of stopped streaming. But what else is there? I think that's it. If I've forgotten anything, no, I saw someone in chat will remember for me.
All right, and Undoomed, anything you want to shill?
Well, I mean, check out my channel or follow me on Twitter.
You made a
I
video
guess.
today.
Whatever.
And as a favor to Boonshock's wife, you want to give a quick high sunburst.
And do it in your sexy voice.
Hi, sunburst.
All right, she just slipped out of her chair. All right.
Good.
All right. So we'll be on again next week on same time, Thursday, 11:30 p.m. EST, and we should be having Gamer Valine as a guest next week.
Cool.
Yeah.
You.
So just goodbye from my guests, Jack,
Good night, everyone.
Boonshock,
Good night, everybody.
Terry,
Make sure you buy new gutters after Halloween.
Oh, and the cotton candy patch.
Yes.
And Undoomed.
Don't forget to wash your seat cushion. Good night.
Alright, good night, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
Night.
Bye bye.